91,5 megahertsiä.
Welcome from Radio Robin Hood. Today we would like to present this interview with the Iraqi journalist who arrived to Finland in 2015 as asylum seeker. Now Baha is already resident in Turku. Baha is one of the successful story in Finland. Baha has got a job after he got his asylum. Let's say welcome. Welcome Baha.
Hello.
Can you tell us a brief about yourself?
Yeah, actually, nice to be with you today here.
Thank you.
My name is Bahaulddin Rawi. I'm from Iraq, from the west of Iraq. I turned to be 30. Yeah. And I used to work many things in my country as a journalist. I worked in journalism and media for a long time, like since 2009, even on TV, as an anchor. And I worked also as a teacher at the university. I gave a lot of lectures at the university in different subjects: philosophy, poetry, psychology, drama, theater, novel, short stories, literature. Yeah. And I write poems, I write articles, so it's impossible to say that I'm a writer or, whatever you can say it like. But I like to write, to, deal with the situations of my life here through writing. Doesn't matter like if the writing is a poem or an article or a blog or, yeah. And I live in Finland, here, alone. I came alone to this country. I work in a law company, law firm. I'm an expert and, expert in culture and language, and also responsible for the media section in this company. And yeah.
Baha, can you tell us about your beginnings and how did you, what brought you to Finland and why did you choose Finland and how was your journey?
If you need to answer, I have to answer it like, why not? Why is to Finland? I said, why not? I plan to be here like because we don't need to talk about the reasons, of course, like why did I come here, like because we have a lot of reasons to be out of my country, unfortunately. But I had two choices in front of me, like Canada was my dream to be there because many reasons also. One of them is like you feel, it's impossible to see at home, but you feel home like when you go to Canada. I didn't go there, but through the, the things that I studied like about Canada, like because it's a multicultural country, you can find a lot of migrants there, and the language, you will not find difficulty, and everything is really nice. Like I couldn't go there because it was really expensive for me. Then I choose to, change the direction to Finland. And I read a lot of things about Finland because they had the same difficult situations that we have it now. So I said that maybe, they can understand us like, refugees. And many things, it's small country, the population, not, like a country, of course. So many reasons, like, and I like it. I said, okay, let's go there. And I came here, like, still, I love this country so much, in spite of a lot of difficulties that I face it. But still, life has a lot of surprises. So, yeah.
You are a writer and a poet, and would be good if you tell us, would you narrate your story? And I mean the story of the road from Iraq to Finland, and how was your journey? The difficulties that you have faced as a migrant.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Thank you to say that a poet, because it's like a big praise for the person to say a poet. It's a big word. I can say it. The journey was super difficult. Like, it needs a lot of time actually to talk about nowadays. Like, I'm working on my novella. Still, I'm super lazy. I didn't finish anything in that kind of novella because I write in that one, like the reasons that I left my country and the journey itself, and even, the situations that I have here. So the journey was so tough, difficult. Mine is not different from the rest of people, from my colleagues. I mean, asylum seekers or migrants or refugees, whatever you can call it. So yeah, it's from Turkey, because the first time, like, you need to go from Turkey to different places. Most of the people go to Bulgaria, and yeah, from Turkey to the Greece. Yeah, so
How was your feeling? Did you go
by boat.
By boat.
By
And,
boat, yeah.
how many people you were?
We were around 40, 41, 42, something like that.
Cramped in a small boat.
Yeah, 7 meters. Just
Oh, wow.
7 meters, like, it was, yeah, my
How
God.
how did you
I,
feel when you was
I
in the
felt
boat?
scared, of course. Like the first minute when I just get in the, boat. But I put every single thing behind my bag, because I said if I'll refuse to, ride the, boat, like, I will be in that same situations and the difficulties in my country. So I said that let's go. Like, I loved it,
Let's
to
take the
be in
gamble.
the adventure, yeah. And I said that because I need to change my life. I need to be in a secure life, So that's why. So yeah, it was a really scary situation, and we spent around
Is the boat was
5 hours.
the climax of your
The climate was really
your
nice.
journey?
No, the climate was really good, but I remember only 1 hour the climate became so bad because of the
weather.
waves. Yeah, the waves were really, tough. But we arrived peacefully, and we arrived, yeah,
With the
Greece.
safe showers.
Yes, somehow. Not safe, because I don't know. Yeah. And we start to hang out there. Yeah, I can say it, hanging out. Like,
In which
yeah.
way?
Um, Greek is a really beautiful country.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're a refugee, that you will not feel it as a refugee. I don't know, maybe I'm different from others, but I met a lot of great people in the Greek, in the Greek country. Like, they treated us, beautifully. Like, they didn't treat us like refugees and just go away. Like, no. And I remember one sentence, like, the police man told me, like, we would like to help you, but man, our economy is so bad. I love that, sentence, because it shows, like, the motivation of a humanity. The person has that kind of humanity, like, look, I need to help you, but the situation is really bad because economic is going down. So yeah, I spent 10 days in Greece, like, moving from one place to another, like from Athens to, Mytilene Island, to Salonique, to just, to find, because we were guiding ourselves by, of course, the instructions of the smugglers. Yeah, then we went to, Macedonia, then from Macedonia to Serbia, from Serbia to the worst place in the world, which is Budapest. Yeah, I hate even, it's not hate, hatred is not my, yeah, in my dictionary, but I didn't like to mention Budapest in every single thing. Because, yeah, I remember the bad things that happened, that, police officers were chasing us, and the helicopters were just, like, above us, and we were hiding in the forests like animals, and, we slept in the forests, and we were running, we were sleeping, we were sitting, we were creeping, and it was a really difficult time. Like, then we arrived in Vienna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Astoria, like, it was the beautiful city. I felt so comfortable. I don't know, but I felt like the journey stopped. Yeah, the journey stopped here. I don't know, because people were really good with us. Yeah. and I felt like, yeah, danger is going to be ended in this country. Then I went to Stockholm, illegally, of course. I went to the airplane, then I took a ticket, like fake ticket, because the smugglers were preparing every single thing for us. Then from Stockholm we took a train to, and I forgot the name of the city, Yolo, something like this. Then to Haparanda, from Haparanda to Kemi, from Kemi to Tampere. I gave my fingerprints there, and they said, sorry, you don't have any place here, so it's full. We need to move you to Turku, and I'm lucky to be here. Then I moved you to Turku at the 4th of September 2015. Yeah.
And what Turku as a city has given you?
As a city, gave me a lot. Yeah, gave me a lot. Because as you know that the Middle East, it's super difficult to express your, how to say it, like freedom. We didn't have that kind of freedom to talk and express what you need to talk about. As a journalist, as a writer, as a poet, as a person like living in this kind of life, it's really necessary to say what you need to say. So as a city that, Turku opened the doors for me. I start to write articles and negotiating the prohibited things like that. I didn't do it in my country. This country opened a lot of the doors for me. Like I found job, I found people, contacts. I was giving there and giving there and giving there. So people were really good with me. Yeah, still.
So before you had got your residency, there
Yeah.
was a bound. Do you think that there was a boundary between your life, Bahaulddin, before he got his residency and after he's a resident in Finland? Do you think that there is a boundary?
I
or
disagree.
limit?
I disagree with this point because still, by the way, we have that kind of boundaries. But how can I say?
I want just to describe your life when you was as asylum seeker and before you got your residency. How was your life?
Yeah, my life was good, and my life here now is good. Both of them are good, but if you need to do a lot of things like practically, yeah, if you're talking about practical life, yes, I'm with you. There were a big, boundary, like because you can go for any place without your, ID and the security social number, and you should have bank account, and you should have a lot of the legal things like to go and deal with people. But from the second point of view, like I think that still we are, strangers in this country. Sorry to say, but still, like people looking at us like immigrants who came to occupy us. They came like to take every single thing from here. And still that they are looking at us like from different point of view when they are looking at the foreigners who are coming from Europe to study or to live or to work. Or so still the same boundaries, but in the practical life now my life is better because I work, I have all the legal papers, I pay taxes. This is the most important thing, that at least psychologically I feel really good and better, because if you pay taxes, like, okay, you feel you are a part of the society, like you have the sense of community, like you integrated easily to the society. You feel it. I don't know, but I feel it like, come on, I'm one of the Finns now, except the language, and I need to change the dark skin, of course. Yeah, and that's impossible. Somehow there is boundaries and somehow
You
not.
had been so active in many occasions.
Yes.
At many levels.
Yes, and even before to get the permission to stay in this country, like that
Yeah.
was my, how can I say it? Like that was my out shelter, because the shelter or the outlet, for example, like I need to escape from the life in the camp, because the life in the camp is just terrible. So I need to escape from that kind of life. I don't know, terrible. It's not because of people, no. Terrible because people were under stress and tension, so they are fighting every single minute, and they are different people from different backgrounds, different cultures, and even you start to remember the flashback and the memories, the traumatic and past and these things. So I start to escape from all of these kind of life, that by going to the universities, giving lectures, listening, attending a lot of conferences, seminars, and doing a lot of activities, and doing social, volunteering work, and doing many things out of the camp. And I got a lot of people, friends from different places. Then even when I got the permission to stay here the same week, I have got a job, and they called me. They said, "Okay, we need to offer you." So that was really good for me, like to be active. And still, I'm an active person, but of course, like not like before, because now I have work. I have to focus more than before on my work. Yeah.
Can you tell us about your first impression you have taken about this country?
When I came here,
yeah,
you
when
mean?
you came here.
I don't know, but I describe it as a paradise.
Oh.
Not a paradise like maybe people will listen to me like said, "Oh, come on, what he is saying. It's Finland. It's not a paradise." Paradise, it's for me like in a way like I can express what I need to talk about. I can behave the way that I like. I can follow the thingy that the way that I like. So I can do whatever I like in this life. This is what I call it paradise. Paradise, it's not just like full option. Life is, full of good things. No, but because I compare it with my country, like because I lived in my country 27 years, ago, like in that country, and under prohibited things and values, traditions, and fake, people who are dealing with freedom and fake freedom there. So when I came here, it was just like a turning point from something to something else. So I thought that, okay, this is a great country for me. Like I can write whatever I like to write, if we can talk about, writing and as a journalist. And this is a country that I can build myself, that I can improve myself, that I can learn a lot of things from people that I didn't learn it before. I can, give to the society more, because the way of life is not just receiving. It's nice to give, like vice versa, to give and receive, to feel that you are satisfied with your life. So I describe it as a paradise, and it's still in a way like you can express what you need, but not real paradise that people can listen and hear and think and imagine, which a kind of paradise.
So we talk about the theme of solidarity.
Yeah.
Can you just interpret, or how do you look at that theme?
In which way?
In the way that I heard you talking in the past occasion, you was talking about bringing people together, and about the theme of solidarity. Can you say that words again?
Actually, this is very
In Finland.
important. Yeah, this is very important to focus on, and we made a lot of activities and seminars and events about these, subjects, like one of them that you mentioned, and the second one like about discrimination, about how to say it, like violence, and about different values and cultures. And we need to stand together, because I don't know, but all the people still thinking like this is my country and that's your country, and this is, I think we are all living in one country, which is the earth. So it's up to me to choose which place should I go there. Of course I have to go to the place that totally different from my culture, people, the same thing, but sometimes they are different. It's totally different. So I think that people should be together, listen to each other, understand each other, and behave, in a comfortable way with others, like they don't need to scared of, they don't need to be aware of something else they are aware, especially with the refugees and asylum seekers, or even not asylum seekers or refugees, foreigners in general, like. And that's why I'm chasing this idea, like I need to bring all the people together here, like, to listen to each other, to understand which are kind of difficulties. For example, Ahmed came from, let's say that from Africa. And I start to say about Ahmed is really bad because he's a refugee, I'm afraid from the people. I need to let people live one day of Ahmed's life. For example, I'm an European man, so I have to live your life for one day and to see to get to the experience from you, to feel the difficulty. Of course, I will not, but at least a little bit. So we need to exchange culture, experiences, lives, difficulties, the traumatic past, and because if we don't feel each other, we are not human beings. And I still say to the last minute that really we are all the same when the light's off. Doesn't matter, you are dark, white, blonde, Latin, black, Asian, like Middle Eastern, European, doesn't matter. We are all human beings. I'm not talking about an idea, but this is the thing that we need to learn. We need to educate the heart before to educate the mind. Because you can educate the mind. Mr. Google is there. You can read a lot of things, but the heart needs, really, the heart needs to be educated, like how to feel, how to love, how to understand, how to feel comfortable, how to accept others, as a friends, as, I don't know how to call it. So, yeah, I'm against all of these, they call it extremism, violence, discrimination, racism, and etc.
So throughout your being activist in many levels, many occasions, you have had many opportunities to deliver your speech, this kind of speeches. How the Finnish people interacted and reacted to your adopted thoughts?
Finns are really nice people. It's not like praising them, but really nice people, and they understand, they listen. They understand and they listen, and they need somebody to tell them about the situation nowadays in the Middle East, about the situation nowadays, about the refugees. Most of the people can't understand the life of the refugees and immigrants and foreigners in general. So Finns are really good, like they listen, they understand, because they need somebody to tell them, like, hey, look, this is the idea, 1 + 1 = 2. Yes, sometimes it's 3, but yeah, look, we need to talk about this. We need to bring all the people together. So they need motivation, actually. They need somebody to motivate them to express also what they need. So they were really good with me personally, and they were helping me a lot. And they are really good in all the points. But as you know, that we need to talk more. We need to raise our voices, because it's not only 5, 6, 7 Finnish people can understand and can do. We need to bring all the Finns here in that society and to tell them, like, look, we are all the same, but we had different situations, especially nowadays. And I think Finland had the same situation before, like us, like 1917, 1918, if I'm not mistaken, when they had the civil war between between the white and red people. So I felt it was one of the reasons, by the way, to come here. Like, also, like I said, they had the same difficulties. They had a civil war, and okay, they will understand me because I had a civil war too. So they will not, describe me as l'étranger, as Albert Camus said, stranger. No, they will adopt me, they will treat me in a good way. So I think they are really good, and they understood the idea very well. But we need all the Finns really to help and still be stay close and feel.
You live in Finland. How do you look back to your memories and your country, how do you interpret the terms of Iraq? How do you look? What the meaning? What the original country means to you?
See, even if you live in the moon and you leave your country, still your country is your country. So it's in your DNA, so you can change every single thing. Even if I said, I don't like the life there in my country, it's not secure, it's dangerous, it's so bad, people are fighting, and terrorism is there, and all of these things, but still, you remember the great things, like, you remember your neighbors, your family, your friends, the garden that you used to sit on it, and the flowers that you used to water it, and the street of the schools, the streets of the university that you were going, and the colleagues that you had that new work. So you remember all the great things like in that country. You remember the country that gave you a lot of things, for example, the free education that I learned, and I'm now speaking to you in another language. It's, of course, all the credits go to my country because I had free education. So I got a lot of things from this country. So I should love this country from the bottom of my heart. It's not like because I need to love. No, I should love it. So, yeah, I miss my country a lot when I remember it. A lot, more than you imagine. But I grabbed the idea like I need just to forget it. I need to think about something else. Because if you still think about the country, about the situation, you get so hurted, and you need to be far away from that situation. You need to start your life from zero here. It doesn't mean that you need to be far away and neglect every single thing about your past and country. No, but you're a human being. So
you have started your life from zero, and you have accomplished many things.
Absolutely.
You have gained many things.
So you had difficult life. Okay, just forget the difficult life. Start from zero with a positive attitude. Like, if you will be sad to think so much about your country, about the situation, political situation, and something like that, if you will be sad, so your sadness is not going to change the situation. Really, it's gonna make you so down. So be positive, think for the best for your country, and this country also, because you get a lot of things from this country. So I think like I escaped many times like from thinking of my country, but I still love it.
So the farewell speech, or the last speech if you want, because the time is running.
Yeah,
Any
I don't think
message you want to
so.
convey
Yeah.
to the people through the space of Robin
Yeah,
Radio?
I think if people are listening to me, like I need to thank all the people who helped me in this country, and really I appreciate every single thing, and I'm exciting and really waiting for the minute that I can give back, and I'm giving back this country all the things. And the last thing that I wish to say it again and again and again, really, 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 we are all the same when the light's off. Thank you so much for this interview, and I hope all the people understand the real situations and of that situation, because propaganda nowadays on TV is really, really bad. So I wish from all the people can understand and feel more and stay close to us. And thank you so much again.
And thank you for being here. And we don't have any words, only to say thank you. And we wish to have you again in our shows. And
Absolutely.
You was wonderful, one of the good guests in our show.
Thank you so much. They call me Mr. Ready.
And we wish that your novel sees the light as soon as possible, and we can have you here and talk about your novel.
I would
and
love
the things, because it's really a treasure to talk about that and about.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very much.
I do appreciate. Cheers.
Baha Rawi, and we have to thank also the audience for listening to our interview with Baha Rawi, one of the successful story in Finland, who used to be an asylum seeker and then resident based in Turku. Thank you very much for listening and goodbye.
91,5 megahertsiä.